11:02 now, new at 11. A Colorado worker who's also a quadriplegic is now at the center of debate at the state Supreme Court. Brandon Coates was fired from his job at Dish Network because he uses marijuana as medicine. Well, the outcome of this case could have widespread effects. Lindsay Watts live and now outside the courthouse with more on today's argument.
Christine, this is a huge case for our state's medical marijuana users, and Brandon Coates has taken it all the way here to the state Supreme Court after lower courts ruled in favor of his former employer Dish Network, saying that Dish had every right to fire Coates after he tested positive for marijuana during a random drug test. That company has a zero tolerance policy for drugs, and this has been a long fought battle because that firing happened back in 2010. Our cameras were inside the courtroom today, and we'll show you some of that video. A packed courtroom, a lot of interest in this case. Something that stood out to me, the lawyer for Dish Network told the court that she was not arguing that Coates was impaired or that he actually used marijuana at work, only that it was in his system. And it was accepted in court that marijuana can stay in someone's system for up to 40 days after a single use. She also argued that marijuana is illegal at the federal level. Coates' attorney argued that it's legal here in Colorado. He says his client relies on medical marijuana to treat violent spasms. And he says there was no evidence that Coates was impaired at work. I did talk to Coates after this hearing ended today, and he says that he would go back to work for Dish Network even after all this. He says he wants to work and has had trouble finding a job.
I've been having a hard time finding employment. When I do go in for your interviews, there's always that big question of, what happened to your last employment? Well, when I do tell them, I get that look.
And it's unclear when the high court is going to make a ruling in this case. I'm told it's going to be at least a week, possibly much longer. Even if the court does rule in Coates' favor, this still is not over. That would only send the case back to a lower district court for trial. Reporting live in Denver, Lindsay Watts, 7 News.